A AWS outage impacted major companies today, and the media is trying to downplay it. If you guys are unaware, AWS is Amazon Web Services, correct? But here's the interesting part. AWS has a contract with the government. So as AWS experienced this outage, and many of the major companies around the world experienced that same outage, I believe that that was a test. Someone's testing. And that test was felt around the world today as AWS went down twice today. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm gonna speak on this conspiracy while it's on my brain with this major AWS outage and everything. This is intentional. Jeff Bezos is behind it. They're testing a kill switch. How many major brands and companies can we make rely on this one thing? And then if we pull the fucking plug, do they all go down simultaneously? And how many people are immediately affected by it in a major way? They're testing a kill switch. It started at midnight. It's currently 4:30 in the morning. I would venture to say that it was a test that wasn't supposed to last this fucking long. People are waking up, more and more people, whatever the fuck. I'm telling you, this was a test of the kill switch. He's gonna invoke the Insurrection Act, call us all Antifa, hit that kill switch. We already don't get news from the Pentagon. National Guard ready to be sent wherever the fuck to invade. I'm not even 30 yet. I didn't even get to make it to 30 until they decided to do all of this crazy. Great.
Y'all ain't gonna talk about what happened this morning? Y'all ain't gonna talk about how all the apps was down this morning? Everybody gonna be silent about that? Is y'all gonna talk about how right now Chime is messed up, taking people money? We're not gonna talk about how the Amazon workers is not working today because their system is down. AWS is down. You know how many people own that server? How did the server just so mishappily come down today? Is this what y'all call part of the trade wars? Y'all know I think deep, because why the fuck was everything down? And Amazon orders are going to be backed up. It's a whole lot of stuff. I think we time jumped. I think they warped us today. I think they did something, because when you logged onto your Facebook this morning, you could not get on. When you logged on to Instagram, you could not get on. I'm talking about it's a free day of work for the Amazon workers because they can't scan nothing. They systems is down and Chime is down. And all that's together. I'm just saying. Y'all know what to do. Get in the comments. Let's go. But yeah. AWS is down. I wonder if I might have to go to work today because, yeah, oh my.
This massive internet blackout should be taken much more serious than it is, but y'all think this shit is a game. If you haven't went on any of these specific apps and hundreds more and tried to use them, then you wouldn't know that there was an internet meltdown. And this internet meltdown started from a cloud in Amazon, specifically in Virginia. Mind you, they don't know how this shit happened. They don't know what caused this internet meltdown. All they know is that these apps and hundreds more are experiencing a shutdown. Mind you, ring alarm systems are down nationwide. So you know what that means, right? You can't even protect your house. If something is going on, you won't be able to alert the authorities. Well, your Ring camera or your Ring alarm won't be able to alert the authorities. But this shit gets a little bit deeper than this, right? This could be internal. Something went wrong on the inside and everything just shut down. Or this could be a hack. Now, I want you to jump down that rabbit hole, right? And I'm going to say something without saying it, so I need you to listen. There's a country that sells a lot of counterfeit goods. And they just experienced something in their country where they blamed the United States for. Now, just so happened, after they said they will retaliate, Our internet on this side is experiencing a meltdown. Doesn't that seem kind of odd? All right, and it may not be that. But let's go back to last week. The crypto market had a big ass glitch. A lot of people lost a lot of money. A lot of people took their lives because they lost that money. Who did that benefit? And then I want to say this. When certain things happen with no explanation, that means that they were... I don't need to say it, do I? What I will say is this. We need to be taking this shit real serious. Because if that happened now, it can happen later. That's one of the 3 biggest clouds, internet clouds, that we have. And that went down. And they're struggling right now. You tell me the rest. I'm out. This massive internet blackout should be taken much more serious.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Call halal YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Is giving all praise to the Most High. In the name of His only begotten Son. In the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders, and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us His truth. And truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. Shalom to 144,000. Any moment now, this place is going to shut down. Okay? Any moment now, this place is going to shut down. It says, this just preparation and conditioning before the grand blackout. All right? So everybody knows that this place is going to experience a blackout, man. All right? With the whole Ring camera thing, too. It's all, just preparing for, when this place ultimately goes black. And it kind of showed you that in that movie, Leave the World Behind, So yesterday you had it where the internet was having some issues, which is 3 major servers, as he said, but pretty much on Amazon's server, they started having some major issues. So certain apps wasn't working, and I thought it was my phone, but I'm thinking it's the phone the whole time. It's the whole server, okay? Which that's Yahawah Shem Yahawashi. Definitely about to, crash this system, man. All right, the Lord is about to crash this system. And we in that time where all hell is about to break loose. Let's grab this right here. Because, see, people think that they're good, all right? You got people still talking about a career, talking about the future, all right? Listen, man, this place is over with, okay? Let's grab this, too, all right? This place is over with, man. It's only going to be a matter of time before this place shut down completely, and everybody's in in an uproar. Okay, let me see, Windows. I believe that's in let me see. Here we go. Yeah, because we seeing it, like he just said. I did the video on it as well. You had the whole crypto rug pull. It went out and a bunch of people lost their money, and people actually started unaliving themselves. And now you have where the internet went out, but you got certain people that work off the internet, their whole lives is on the internet, and that's not good, for these people. But we understand that this is necessary for the end of this place to come. All right, let's grab a few presets. We'll close out. Won't make this too long. It's another video too, but I might put that in post-production. It says Ecclesiasticus chapter 5 verse 7. It says, make no tearing to turn to the Lord, and putting out off from day to day. And this is what our people are doing, because that's all we concerned with is our people, and more importantly, the elect of our people. Okay, but you can't continue to keep putting off and delaying day by day on taking this truth seriously, taking the Lord seriously, and taking the prophet seriously. Okay, it says, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. Imagine if the internet just shut off altogether yesterday and just didn't come back on. People would not have expected that. They wouldn't have expected it. And that's how it's going to come. Suddenly, when you least expect it. Okay? Everything's going to shut off and it's not cutting back on. Okay? They're going to tell you, oh, well, just wait a little bit, in a few hours, and you waiting for a few hours, and they go and run into their bunkers. Okay? And the people going to be pretty much, it's going to be Mad Max out here, man. All right? Every man for himself. All right? So we in that time where the scriptures tell us the Lord is about to do something heavy in this place. And, we're spiritually prepared. It says, verse 15, be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. People taking this, and being ignorant. Oh, it happens all the time. Oh, it's just not a big deal. It's just a few hours. Listen, there's going to come a time where it's going to be forever. Okay. It says Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 3. It says, let's go to verse 1. It says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, which is evil. Always say it goes into bad times. Before the bad times come, you want to remember Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI and get right with your power. Get as close to Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI as possible in these last days. Because if you don't know Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, or have a relationship with him, when the lights do go out, it's going to be you in the dark. Okay, you in the dark, and whoever trying to break in your house to come and take whatever you got, and possibly you. Okay, we want the Lord to be with us when the lights go out. So I'm gonna grab that too. The Israelites had light in their dwellings. Let's see. Because when this place does go down, and it will, okay, our people are going to find out that this ain't no joke. That's when Jake going to try to get right. That's when Jake going to want to start praying. And so you see, it was a video. I got to go into it too, but the brother's been going into it. Of a woman, she was in the house with her kids, and there's a storm or something going on, and the kids was terrified. She said, everybody pray, and they didn't even know how to pray. Okay, so you don't want to wait till all hell break loose to start praying. Now's the time to be really getting close to Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI and praying, because once the lights go off, and you see those Ring cameras stop working. People have these Ring cameras, which I don't believe in having a Ring camera, because it goes to a database. That means they're constantly watching you and your house, whatever's going on at your house. A lot of people get caught up behind them Ring cameras, man. All right, so I don't have one, but people have them, and they see it as protection. They see it as security. It's like a security program. But if that goes out, then what? While the evil days come not, nor the years draw near, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. You don't want the Lord to cast you off in the worst time in history, man. Okay. As an NLT, it says life is not pleasant anymore. And when the lights go out, life isn't going to be pleasant. It's going to pretty much this place is going to pretty much get, dropped into the Stone Ages, man. Okay. It's going to be, life is going to be extremely difficult. And a lot of you people, you're not ready for that. You're not ready to go without lights. A lot of you people, you ain't never experienced not having lights in your house. Jake be in the hood. Jake, every other month the lights getting cut off. Even if it's for a few hours because you paid you was late paying the bill. Jake done got used to the dark. We was molded in the dark, but the rest of you ain't used to that, man. Okay, you ain't used to that. So when the lights go out, people gonna freak out. If people can't have their internet for a few hours, they start freaking out. People gonna lose their minds, especially when they find out that it ain't coming back. It says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return from the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. This is why we had the whole thing with the stock markets and or at least for the crypto. When the crypto fell, people was mourning. They was unaliving themselves. Okay, it says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, your economist. It says, and the strong men shall bow themselves. These military men are bowing out. They're coming up against Trump in that general meeting they had. They speaking against the government. They don't want to fight anymore. It says, and the grinders cease because they are few. And those that look out the window be darkened. Why? Because you're looking out the window, which is symbolic for the future. It's looking very bleak and very dark. You got a trend on TikTok, which I want to go into, but I don't know because, YouTube. But you got a trend on TikTok where you got young people, and a lot of them is Jake. They're saying, this is the date, that they're going to end it. And they'll put the date up there. I chose my date. I chose my date. I chose my date. And it's like the end of the year. All the dates are usually around the end of the year to the beginning of the year. One guy was one guy's date was January 2nd of next year, So they want to see what happens. But, people are checking out. They're getting ready to start unaliving themselves on a whole nother level. And you don't hear much about that when people start doing that, man. But when that whole crypto thing fell, they say over 6,000 people had unalived themselves, man, because they was completely invested in this place. It says, in the grinder cease because there are few. A lot of these businesses run off the internet. You got your ride share jobs that run off the internet. You got certain companies that do their orders and stuff off the internet. All these things are they work together. So if one goes down, they all go down. Now the lights going out, the water not working. All right, it's a domino effect. it says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Right, because it's gonna be bad out here, man. People ain't gonna be having a good time no more. You ain't gonna hear music blasting, and you probably another thing, because there ain't gonna be no electricity. Who's to say they can't hit this place with an EMP and knock out all these electronics? You know, people ain't. It's gonna be dead silent. Okay, and then 10 minutes later, all you gonna hear is screams, wailing, people getting violated. It's gonna get bad, man. All right, so hey, you gotta pray, seek YAHAWASHI, repent, for the time is short, man. The Lord is about to really do something in this place. So, like He said, don't take this for granted. Don't take this thing light. It's only a matter of time before, things get really bad here, man. All right, and these warnings are constantly going out. You're constantly being warned about this time of impending doom, this time of great death and destruction that's coming. All right, right now it sounds funny, it sounds crazy, until you in that moment, as then got punctured in your lung with a screwdriver, and somebody just broke in your house to take the last can of cat food that you had left that you was planning on eating because they didn't no more food. Hey, it's gonna get bad, bro. You got to be able to envision these things, man. All right, in our mind, the Lord is like a director in our mind, showing us these things in our mind. It's like a movie, but it's gonna be reality, man. Repent, seek Yahweh Bashem, y'all shout, for the kingdom is at hand. Shalom.